で、よし。
ウォンさんが刑事になって事件を解決していきます。
切りますよ、こっち。
さあ、始まっていくぜい。これか、5月からやってねえや。やらなきゃ。これは良くないね。これ入ってんのかな？これ入ってる？俺配信に。
入ってる。
オッケー。ちょっと待ってね。ね。よし。
Patrolman, this your beat?
Yes, sir. What part of it?
あ、これちなみに全部英語だから。
Like a lover's lane. It's a working neighborhood.
字幕が下ついとるで、それ見ながら。
Nothing like this. It's known locally as the Moors.
You were first on the scene?
Yes, detective.
No one's disturbed the body?
No, sir. We cleared out them vulture reporters so Pinker and the coroner could work.
これは今、殺人事件が発生したので。あそこに死体があるけど、あそこ、あの人が殺されたから、これを殺した犯人を探していくっていう。で、今、なんかピンポーンって言ってるじゃん。で、漁ると、こうやってなんか足跡とか。
What can you tell me about the shoe prints?
こうやっていろいろ探していくのよ、こういうものを。証拠とか、こういう、なんちゅうの、手がかりか。そう。手がかりをこう、やっていって犯人を特定していくのよ。そう。
The victim's bag? Looks brand new. Can't be the one used on the body.
何が？バカにしとんのか？バカにしとんじゃねえさ。意外と誰も見に来ないからね。本当に。一人寂しくこうやってやってるから。こうやって手がかりをこういろいろ探していくのよ。
Looks like some kind of puzzle or parlor game.
これ今、簡単に世界地図を作ろうとしてる。こうか。こうだな。なんか違くね？こっちか。こうか。一個ずらして、これ合ってるよね。上が違うのか。これ合ってるはず。あ、こうじゃね？こう開いた。なんだこれ。
The Bomba Club. Why steal a table lighter?
ライター。 ライターがあった。で、こうやって今、こうやって手帳ね。手帳で、これ手がかりで、今こうやって見つけたやつをこうやってあるから、そう。で、この人物っていうのは、この被害者とか、まあ、ここに本当だったら顔が出てくるんだけど、わからないのはあえてハテナで。そうそうそう。そうそうそうそう。これちゃんと尋問もするからね、ちゃんと。うん、結構リアルだよ。その辺は。何なんだとなんだとやってやろうじゃね
Cause
え
of
か。
death?
Could be the head injuries.
ちょっとね、18金だからね、基本
What caused the blunt force injury to the face?
こういうグロいのがあるから。
I'll have more details
配
after
信
the
ではあん
autopsy.
まやっちゃいけないような気がするけど。俺、こういうの関係なしにやっちゃう。まあね。こうやって。
What about this wound on the finger?
Something removed. A ring, most likely. I assume it was taken post-mortem.
指輪の跡がある。クソくらい。
Interesting.
うわ、グロ。
ボンさんが謎解き。絵文字。
そうで
What's
す
the
ね。
writing on the victim mean?
BD, like Dahlia? Tex? Your guess is as good as mine. Could be something to it, or it could be the killer's trying to throw you off the scent. Either way, I'll run tests on the lipstick.
Any idea of the time of death?
From the temperature, I'd say after midnight. I'll confirm with you later.
Can we get to the bomba? A man could die of thirst on a case like this.
お。さて。これ、今、先に歩いてた相棒ね。相棒。あ。そうそう、前歩いてるやつ。うん、で、こうパトカーに乗ります。パトカーに乗って、さっきライターで、あったじゃん。バンバクラブどうのこうのって。そこのクラブへ行きます、今度。そう、バンバクラブ行って、多分、被害者の身元とかを多分、これ設定して、ここはこう、あるよ。だからやってるもん、ずっと。こそ。配信もしてるよ。いろんな事件があるの。で、一回一回、こう、変わるのよ。そう。これはこういう殺人事
For my
件。
money, a copycat.
We can't rule it out. We need to work the evidence.
そう。
You'd love that, wouldn't you?
一つの事
Big
件
head
が
to hang on
い
your
っぱいあ
wall.
るから。
Caller of the decade.
で、解決していくと、この主人公が昇格していくのよ。
There's a difference, Rusty.
Oh, yeah?
そう。
I just started
で、いろんな
working it
課に所属して、いろんな事件が起こるから、
What's more likely?
今は殺人家で
Werewolf comes
殺
back
人
around,
の
leaving us a note in
事
the
件を
corpse?
今。
He clearly has a
解決してる
thing for power. Power over women. Why not power
Cool.
over the police department as well?
Let me finish, Phelps. A guy opens his mouth again after 6 months of stewing. Or some opportunist who's been reading about the BD figures
で、
he'll
こ
rip
れ
off
一
the
応グ
MO
ラ
and
セ
get
フの
himself a
会社が
freebie.
作ってるゲ
That's not
ーム
totally
だから、
fantastical.
ロックス
You
タ
know, the
ー。
Examiner and the Daily News might be good at coming up with
グラン
monikers,
ド
but
セ
they're
フトオート
terrible
っ
for
て
police
多分
work.
聞いたことない。
There's a reason we didn't get the son of a bitch after the short murder. It was them,
まあ
locusts.
そう
Where do
いう
you
やつ。
think the werewolf
車
killer
と
is
か
now?、
Dead by his
なんで
own
もあり
hand,
のゲー
stationed
ム。
somewhere else
18
in
金
the
の。
armed forces. San
それが
Quentin,
作ってる
another
会社
town,
が、
another country, who knows?
そう。
So Phelps, I
制作
understand
し
you
て
want
る
to
か
turn
ら。
this into a big case, but it doesn't work like that.
だからちょ
right?
っと
A
グラ
case
セ
will
フ
come
に
to
は似
find
てるか
you.
な。
Can't make it something it ain't. Understand?
So you don't think the werewolf has continued to operate in the Los Angeles area?
No chance. We would have found him.
で、こうやって今、現場向かってると、今無線が入ったんだよ。事件が発生しましたって言って。 そう。で、あれで、まあ今丸が出たんで丸を押すと、そこの事件に急行するのよ。現場へ。そう。事件を解決しながら、この路上で起きた事件も解決していくみたいな。
あー、リアルなあれ。
そうそうそうそう。うん。
操作だけしたのね。
ん？何？
普通の操作だけをやればいいわけじゃない。
そうそうそうそう。
これ車の運転難しい。
これ、いや別にそんな難しくないよ。うん。はい、着きました。
ちょっと小さかんね。
あ、そうか。
怖怖怖怖怖怖怖怖使ってるよ。
いいんだ、いいんだ。
信号もバンバン無視してるし。
いいんだ、おまわりだね。
本当だ、バンバンクラブ。いや、ダメでしょ。
バンバンクラブ。
そんなに急行しなきゃいけないあれじゃないんだ。
で、例えば、ここで、こうやって行くと、
Gentlemen, what can I get you?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Were you working here last night?
Yes. How can I help, officer?
You can start with your name.
で、尋問が始まる。
You're the regular bartender on nights?
I'm a temporary barman. I work for an agency. I fill in at bars across town.
Do you remember a woman who came in here last night? 5'7", about 110 pounds, blonde hair, about 40 years of age.
You mean Celine Henry?
Yes. Do you know anything about her?
I don't. But the owner, Mr. McCall, serves her most nights. Would you like to speak to him?
I would.
He sits at the back of the club. Wears a hibiscus. You can't miss him. Is there anything else?
Fire away, Phelps.
で、
I'll
今
stay here. I'm a little parched.
ムービ
Pour
ー
me
終わ
three
っ
fingers
て、
of rye.
今関係者が、新たなる関係者、バーテンダーが奥の人で知ってるやつがおるで、そいつにちょっと聞いてみろよみたいな感じで今言ったから、これからそいつを尋問していく。
Where's that goddamn waitress?
こいつね、この奥の。
Sam has taken me to pump.
Detective Phelps, LAPD. We're investigating the murder of Celine Henry. Do you know her?
Celine? Christ. Sure I know her. She and I and Jacob, her husband, we go way back.
She was here last night?
Sure, she's a regular. Celine was a lovely woman.
で、これの難しいとこは、尋問するにあたって、いろいろあるのよ。この人が言ってることは果たして信用できるのかっつって。それとも嘘を言ってるんじゃないかって。それが3択で出るのね。で、それを相手の表情、仕草、言葉遣いを見ながら判断していくのよ。
なるほどね。
うん。だからほんとガチのおまわりさんが尋問してる、職質かけてるような感じでやるから、すごいリアルなのよ。
Was Mrs. Henry here with anyone last night?
Not at first. Celine already had quite a head start.
But she attracted attention?
Certainly. A few gentlemen became very enamored with her and her stories. One guy in particular.
で、この左上に多分今出たんだけど、ちょっとムービーが追いついてんねえかな。この丸四角三角って多分出てると思うけど、うん。これで今言ったことを信用する。それともこの人、ちょっとなんか引っかかるってやったらこう疑問、疑うみたいな。で全く嘘言ってるんじゃねえかっていうのは反証する。いや違うでしょみたいな。 で、手帳で、こう、手がかりを調べたこととかね、こういうのを、例えば反証しとったら、こう、これで、いや、これがあったじゃないか、みたいな。
あ
そう。尋問対象の観察、要は。うん。それをこれで、こうやってね、
ー。うわ、すごい難しそう。
手帳を見ながら、こうやって相手のこう、表情を見ながら、尋問していくのよ。
You know him?
No. He's
で、
been
こ
in
の
a
人は今
couple
嘘言ってないから、こうやって
Did they
信
leave
用する
together?
って言って。
Yes. At around 11. If it helps, I made the guy's license plate.
そう。
I think this could be a great help, sir. Thank you.
そう、こういう感じでね。今、手がかりをまた一つ見つけました。で、次、手からね、指輪がなかったから指輪についての。
Mrs. Henry appeared to be missing a ring, torn from her finger, but not her wedding finger.
Celine always wore a red garnet ring on the large side. Larger than life, like Celine herself.
Did she have it a long time?
Sure. Since way back in her flying days.
Did her husband buy it for her?
No, it was before Jacob.
ジェイコブ。で、今質問が終わったけど、ちょっと落ち着かないじゃん。
うん。
なんかそわそわしてるじゃんね。
そわそわしてる。挙動不審っていうか。
そう。で、なんかこういう時はなんか隠してるのよ。
うん。だから疑う？
そう。疑う。
I think you know where the ring came from, and I think you're gonna tell me.
Okay.
明らか
I
に
bought
なん
it
か変な
years
感
ago.
じなんだ。
そうそうそう。
Carried a torch for Celine in those days. Guess I always have. Her old man never knew
あ
about
ー、そうい
it.
うことか。
で、今の質問はこれだよ。で、次に夫に関する情報。
You know the husband?
Sure, I know Jacob. He was in the Corps. He met Celine on a furlough and married her when the war was finished. He put up with a load of shit.
Do you think he killed his wife?
No. No, not in my opinion.
.さあ、これはどうだ？
You're lying, McCall. You're covering for Henry. You called him and told him what time she was leaving.
You're an asshole, you know that?
挙動不審ではないのか。
で、こうやって今反証したけど、お前何言ってんだって時に、例えば、こう、なんだ。なんて言ったらいいんだ。こう何かこう手がかりで何か気になることがあれば、これをバーンって言ったるの。
なるほどね。
で、この場合今、ジェイコブの話をしたところで、手がかりは何もないから、この場合は反証じゃないわけ。
Looks like I was mistaken.
そう。
信用するでいいってことなんだ。
でもほら、さっきと一緒でちょっと挙動不審じゃん。それで場合はこうやって疑う。
So if it wasn't Jacob, then you probably let her out of here with the guy who killed her. How do you feel about that?
Stow the attitude, will ya? I tried to get onto Jacob. I rang him up. Asked him to come pick her up, like usual.
今あれだね、ちょっと怪しい、ね。
He refused.
夫が怪しいね、今。
She picked some night to push him over the edge. I rang him back around 11:30, but got no answer.
Thanks, Mr. McCall. You've been a big help. One more thing. Would you have an address for Celine?
142 North Union Avenue. God knows I had to send her home in enough cabs to remember that.
で、今、住所聞いたから、被害者のね、今度は被害者のとこへ行く。
お家に行くのか。
そう。でもその前に、手がかりで、最初に見せてもらった、このナンバープレートが気になるじゃん。ね。 ナンバーでこれ住所が割れるのよ。おまわりさん普通にやってるじゃん。
So, how's your tuna fish salad?
で、それを、下の丸い円のとこ見てもらうと、地図があるんだけど、下の、電話のマークあるじゃん。
ある。
電話してあるのよ。
Let's get out of here.
あ、そういうことか。
Hey, what's the hurry? My stool was just starting to warm up nicely.
面白い。
多分これだな。あ、こっちだった。
Operator, message for KGPL.
これで、ナンバーを照らし合わせて住所を割り出す。
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need a registered owner on a license plate, 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. I'll need to contact the DMV. Shall I relay the details via KGPL?
Please. Thanks, ma'am.
で、分かり次第警察無線で住所を教えてくれる。
なるほどね。
そう。で、これから被害者の住所に行きます。
お家に行っていろいろ調べられることがある。
そう。で、こいつ乗ってるから、ちょっと運転させよう。こうやってね、ヘンリーの住所って。これ目的地設定して、よし、運転して
You know the way. You can drive.
今度こいつ。
You find the booze helps you get through a working day?
Sharp as my investigatory instincts, Phelps.
A smart lawyer might use that to throw out anything you collect today.
A smart man might know it's unwise to stand between the patient and his medicine.
As long as you're not falling over, Rusty, I'll let it
の方
slide.
が見ております。
That's mighty kind of you, Phelps.
コメント
No,
し
you
づら
picked
い
the
よな、こ
wrong
のゲーム
job
わ
with
か
a
らん。
healthy thirst offends you, Cole.
We owe it to this city to do the best we can in this
最
position.
初から見
As
てると、あ、
homicide
こういう
detectives,
ゲー
that
ムなんだ。
responsibility is all the
途
more
中から見
serious.
てると多分。
Always the politician.
It's
なん
not
か何、
political,
どんな
it's
ゲームしてんのみ
practical.
たいな。
Maybe the men combing Hollywood Boulevard after the
なるだろ
Elizabeth
う。
Short murder were more interested in sniffing out booze than the clues that would have led to her
どうせ
killer.
Yeah, well, if only you'd
3名
been
の方が
Pretty sure to be alive. The Japs would have spared Pearl Harbor. Our ancestors wouldn't have tasted the forbidden fruit.
Minor sin.
ちょっとスキップするわ。長そうだね、目的地まで。
これスキップしても問題ないの？
要は、移動しとるだけ。さっき俺が目的地まで。ない、別になんもない。うん。はい、打ち着きました。
着いた。
平屋ですね。
I'll try the back door. Wait here a second.
お、留守か？
ない。
あら、割られてる。何かあったな。
Side window's been jimmied. Looks like somebody's creeped the joint.
なんだと？なんだこれ。お、新聞。ファミリー、ブラブ
ボン
ラ。
さんが刑事になって事件を解決していきます。ボンさんが謎解き。
The fires
絵
are
文字。
cathartic.
解ける。
They allow you
絵文字。
to confront your past.
You said the house would be empty.
Are you taking the medication I have prescribed?
You said the house would be empty. I heard them screaming.
Circumstances were unfortunate. My colleagues had made all the necessary
You
arrangements.
said the house would be empty. You're killing me.
Deaths were unfortunate. You have dealt with death before.
なんで？
You said the house would be
食べようと思って
empty.
るけど。
Falcon!
あ、唐揚げ。
唐揚げって
ま、
ちゃんとご飯食べなきゃ。だって仕事して帰ってきて何も食べてないんでしょ？
うん。
お昼ご飯は
食べたよ。
帰ってきて何にも飲んでない？食べてない？
お水飲んだ。
レモンサワーは？
飲んでない。
おー、珍しい。あ、そっか、だからできんのか。
うん。
なんだろう、絶対溶けないだろうな。だけ。
ん？
Circumstantial.
関係ないんかい。
何にも。あ、なんかあった。関係なし。
お、これは指輪の。
Tiffany? The rest of the stuff is junk. And I explained the missing ring.
What?
A regular Amelia Earhart in her day. The ring looks distinctive.
あれか、指輪は。右手に出てるやつ。
ほんとだ。
This isn't what we're looking for.
こんなにもなさそうだ。うん、邪魔くさいな、あんた。あ、割られてる。ほんとだ。
Burglar used the pry bar. Why did you kick the door in?
You think I'm gonna climb through a broken window in a $30 suit? You got another thing coming, Buster.
Incidental.
うん。ん？なんだこれ。
そうだ。
Celine and Jacob are obviously having problems. It speaks to motive.
Crime scene evidence still weighs against it being the husband, but Jacob could give us something to go on. One of my exes drank like this, you'd be feeling the back of my hand.
Call in burglary and get technical services out here. I'll talk to the neighbors.
Don't take all day about it, Phelps. I'll get nasty when I'm thirsty. Galloway, homicide, badge number 564. Requesting technical services for a suspected 459 at 142 North Union.
なんかねえかな。
難しい。
難しいよ。
本当のおまわりさんみたい。
Size 9s. Above average for a lady.
Mm-hmm.
ばかり靴だ。
サイズ8の靴だと。うん。これでもサイズないんだね。女の方が足でっけえのか？
LAPD. Are you acquainted with Celine Henry, Miss?
Horgan. Jennifer Horgan. I've known Celine for more than 10 years. Our children grew up together. What's going on, officer?
Did you see Mrs. Henry go out last night?
Well, I'm no busybody, you understand, but Celine had been drinking. And she and poor, long-suffering Jacob had a terrible row. I think Jacob may have given her a black eye. He stormed out and she went back inside.
Did he come back?
No. Celine was listening to music and shouting until she left around 10 p.m. She was very drunk to have been driving. But she is not the sort of person you can stop from doing something when her dander is up. What is this about, officer? Is Celine all right?
I'm afraid Mrs. Henry has been murdered, ma'am.
Murdered? Oh, my God. I'm afraid I need to go and sit down.
なんだと？夫婦間の問題。これが新しく入ったな。
難しい、これ。
目の周りにあざを作っていたと証言。ぶん殴られたってことか。
そういうことか。
被害者の頭と顔に鈍器で殴られているような傷。さあ、行こうか。アパートへ。夫のアパート。行くぞ。
あ、はい。
おまわりさん。おまわりさん。
車は車。
おまわりさん。あるよ。
Can you drive to this one? Let's see what Jacob has to say for himself.
I don't think Jacob is our man, but we should see what he has to say.
Jacob?
はい、スキップします。
Okay, Phelps, we go in hard. You follow my lead.
突入するぞ。見て。右手に武器持ってるでしょ。
ほんとだ。
こうやって銃も撃てるから。こうやってね。ちょっと。
そうに撃てるのか。
こうやって撃てるのよ。で、確か、あれ、どれだっけ？あ、そうそう、こうやって。こうやって壁に、物陰で、違う、押しながら、あれ、どうやったっけ？
ちゃんと隠れながらやってる。
そうそうそうそう。R1 押しながらこうか。こうやって、こうやって移動できるの。ってことで行きましょう。
You Jacob Henry?
Yeah. Who's asking?
LAPD. You're under arrest for the murder of your wife, Celine Henry.
Murder? Celine?
Save the dramatics
Oh,
for
my God.
RKO, pal. You got bigger problems.
What the hell are you talking about? You come in here, you tell me that Celine is...
Take a seat, Mr. Henry.
She's...
We're going to have a look around, then we'll talk.
Jesus, I'm sorry.
I get even the slightest hint that you're a flight risk, pal.
お、なんか字が出てきたな。
You think the atmosphere's thick in here? Wait till you try the gas chamber.
こんばんは。
おー、チョコじいさん、こんばんは。チョコじい来たよ。
本当？
うん。チョコじいが来ました。
He'll be back any moment. Just sit tight.
そうそうそう。
チョコじいいらっしゃい。もうすでに感謝する。
The oldest problem there is what to do about the old lady.
ふうこさんか。
だ。
配信載せたら声。
あ、載せてる。途中で載せた。
ふうこさんか。つって。ふーちゃんいるよ。
聞こえる？聞こえてる？
そうです。
わかんない。配信載ってたら多
そうなん
分。
だけど。
で
ふうこさん、こんばんは。
こんばんは。ありがとう、Thank you。
こんばんは、笑い。
声聞こえるよね、私の声。聞こえない？
Size 11s.
サイズ 11？
今日は謎解きか。
今日は謎解きよ。おじさんも謎解いていく？一緒に。
そうそう、
今、事件を。
謎解いて。
うん、結構リアルだよ、これ。リアルな謎解き。
さん、謎解けないって。
いや、待って。ちょっと待って。11だよ。
11ですごいでかいよ。
こいつ足でっけえよ。
すごいね、11だよ。
11だよ。
これマジでむずいやつやな。
そう、これマジでむずいやつ。
そう。本当にリアルな感じがした。
さあ、尋問しようか。
So who could have killed Celine? Where did she go last night, Jacob?
A bar, I suppose. Look, I don't know.
なんでお前知らねえんだ？証言はあるんだぞ。
You know where she went, Jacob. You're lying. Why would I help you if you keep lying to me?
Look, I'm telling you, I don't know.
さあ、まだわかりません。
We know she went to the Bomba Club.
Bomba Club.
The bartender there. He calls me if things are getting out of hand, and I go and I.
今の反証であえて手がかりをこう押し付けるの。証拠としてね。そう。こうやって尋問していくの。反証した時は。
Phone rang a couple more times after that. I ignored it.
ああ、そう。電話
悪い顔しとる。
それで犯人するのはチョコチどうなの？まだわからんよ。
When did you last see your wife, Mr. Henry?
Last night. I went to see her. We talked. Things
顔で判断。
got a little out of hand.
まだやな、チョコチ。まだわからんぞ。
You don't remember what time you last saw your wife alive?
Look. Sorry. I left. Maybe 9 p.m.
9時頃?
Might have been a little later, but right around 9.
こいつあれかな?
Why did you kill her, Jacob? Things will go better if you come clean about it.
That's a lousy thing to say. I never gave up on my wife.
お? 目が泳いでるぞ。
I don't believe you, Jacob. I think you didn't have the guts to do it yourself, so you had someone else do it.
You want to back that up with something, big
そう
mouth? Huh?
俺は知ってるぞ。ここに来た時にメモがあっただろ。
The note by the phone suggests you meant her harm.
You want the truth? Truth is, I was sick to death of her. I was trying to have her committed.
ってことは、依頼したってことは別にいるな、犯人は。
We can get this all down on paper, Jacob. How you got fed up with your wife and how you figured killing her would bury all your troubles.
Kill my own wife?
She was a lush and a tramp, and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
So now you're gonna tell me you loved her? Ah, the Diego's all gooey over remorse, Jacob.
お、なんだ反抗してきたぞ、こいつ。
Okay.
いて。なんだお前。やんのか。おい、公務執行妨害だぞ。まずい。操作忘れてる。まずい。
これ殴っちゃダメなんじゃないの？殴っていいの？ノックアウトされちゃう。
まずい。やばい、操作忘れてる。
やばい。
痛い。死ぬ。
Not being rational.
痛い。ごめんなさい。痛い。死ぬ。痛い。まずい。倒れてるし。相棒倒れてるし。相棒反撃しろ。あ、死んだ。あ、バカ。死ぬ。やめろんだ。あー、ノックダウンされた。ちょっと待って。操作忘れてる、本当に。本当に操作忘れてる。
We're still gonna need you to come downtown, Mr. Henry.
やって
んな。逃げられたんだ、今。
革命
Kill my own wife?
あ、これいろんな要素あります。
やられちゃった。
So now you're gonna tell me you loved her? Ah, the Diego's
マジで
all
操作
gooey
忘
over
れてる。
remorse, Jacob.
ボコボコにやられる。
You're awful hot under the collar for an innocent man, Mr. Henry.
攻撃を。あれ？全然回避しないじゃん。
やばいね、
痛い。ちょっと待って。マジで操作忘れてる。
結局殴られる。
痛いです。ちょっと逃げます。鬼ごっこ。あ、追い詰められた。やめて。
走れない。
攻撃を回避。四角だよね。やめてください。やめるんだ。いて。やめろ。
これは殴り倒すのが正解だろう。
あ、来た。スウェーシー避けてる。痛い。ちょっと待って。マジでちょっと待って。あれ？痛いわ。
This doesn't look good for you, Jacob.
やめろ。痛い。
撃たれ強すぎやろ。
痛い。マジでやめて。一回話し合おう。話し合うんだ。やめろ。
話し合うしないからだけど。
お、避けるぞ。いて。この野郎。あ、痛え。ちょっと避けれるようになった。反撃するようになった。いて。
本当だ。
掴むようになったぞ。
You're awful hot under the collar.
反撃。痛い。反撃ができない。ちょっと待って、マジで待って。
You're not being rational.
反撃ができない。避けてる。 あ、来た攻撃した
顔パンパンやぞ、わら。
あ、来た来た来た来たオッケーオッケーオッケー。
Call
だ
it
よ、
in
顔
and
パ
get a
ンパンだ
squad
よ。
car dispatch. Check for
ボ
messages.
ッコボコになるんだ今。
Keep old Slugger here company.
やっと進んだわ。ちょっと面白かったね今の。
一番の見せ場。
おー一番の見せ場でボコボコにされたんだな。あ、電話か。
Operator, give me R&I.
ボッコがやったよ、チョコジ
Putting you through now.
久しぶりすぎてそうそう忘
Phelps,
れ
badge
てた。
1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need a patrol unit to transport a
普通にして
suspect
る
back to。Central.
顔ボッコボコやろ。
Certainly,
間違い
Detective.
ない。
You have a message from the coroner. Do you wish to be put through?
Yes, ma'am.
Carruthers,
It's Phelps.
I've completed the autopsy. Several wounds to the head from a blunt metal instrument. Closest match would be a socket wrench handle.
ソケットレンチね。
So the cause of death was the blunt.
No, the blows to the head surprisingly were not fatal. Death was from hemorrhage and shock from the fractured ribs and multiple
肋
injuries
骨の
caused by
骨折
the
でしょ。あと
stomping.
踏みつけられた時の。
Anything else?
He's some kind of sex fiend. The tissues of the anus were bruised about 1/8 of an inch, but no trace of semen in the anus, vagina, or stomach.
Thanks, Doc. Operator, give me R&I. Any word on an owner for that vehicle? License was 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. The plate belongs to a brown 1936 Pontiac. Registered owner is one Alonzo Mendez of 402 South Fremont Street, apartment 16.
Thanks. Any other messages?
One, Detective. From Captain Donnelly. He wants any and all suspects returned to Central. Interviews to be set up immediately.
Got it. We're coming in.
俺はおまわりさん。
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
もうちょっと後で行くわ。うん。
Carruthers said she took a real
署に
pounding.
戻る。
Maybe if he had been a little firmer in the beginning, he wouldn't be in this situation
あいつ
now.
あいつ俺をボッコボコにね、ちょっと取り調べする。取り調べする。
あんだけ殴られたのにピンピンしてる。
うん。顔パンパンやぞ。まあね。
冷やさないと。
顔パンパンやな。
あんだけ殴られてたもん。はぁ、面白い。
さあ、みっちり絞り上げるぞ。何か手がかりはまだあるかもしれない。ああ。きっちりやるぞ。
We have a firm lead, Captain.
Are you questioning my judgment, Cole Phelps?
No, sir.
No,
Good.
sir.
I thought not. Jacob Henry is a sub-sister pushed around by his wife. I think with the right kind of persuasion, he might be prepared to seek absolution.
Ho, ho, ho.
Are you prepared to show him the error of his ways, young Phelps?
I don't think he's our man. Galloway agrees with me.
Don't drag me into this.
Rusty is a practical policeman. A bird in hand is always worth two in the bush. Let's liberate a confession from poor Jacob and the public will sleep easier tonight.
この警部っていう上司はジェイコブが犯人だと思ってる。
I've warmed him up nicely.
だけど主人公はいや違うんじゃねえかっつって。いろいろだから疑惑があるのよね。まず靴のサイズが違うところに俺は引っかかる。で、殺害予告のメモで誰かに依頼してるから。
You lie to me and I can't help you out. Do you understand me?
うん。
Yes.
以上のことで だからこいつが、まあ計画したっていうか、あれで実行犯はまた別にいる。その実行犯がさっきのなんか、なんちゃらかんちゃらって電話で言ってたやつ。住所割れたやん。ナンバープレートで。そうそうそうそう。が怪しいんじゃねえかっつって。うん。で、凶器。
What do you do for work, Jacob?
I'm a mechanic. Engines, differentials, transmissions, that kind of stuff.
なるほど。
So you have access to tools.
Yes, I do.
Your wife was brutally beaten with a socket wrench handle, then stomped to death. How do you think that looks, Jacob?
I was home in bed.
ちょっと待って。口紅。これはさっき言った。ね、クソくらいっていうのもね、ちょっとわかんないんだよね。この、手がかりでね。これは、あれだね、行方不明の。で、このアクセサリーの場所もわかんないし。
入っちゃってる。
で、バンバクラブからセリーノを乗せてっていったところを目撃された車ナンバー。これがさっきの、あれだね。で、あの人と行動してることだよね、つまり。この、さっき割れた住所の人と。
すごい。ボンさんが謎解きしてる。できるんだ。
ちょっと反
You're
省
full
し
of
た
shit, Jacob. The truth is, you hated that bitch. You followed her and dragged her into the car and then took her out to the moors. She woke up and you smashed her face in with a socket wrench.
No.
And then you stomped her. You stomped her because she's a drunken whore and she treated you like shit. You stomped her for all the years you had to take it. You stomped her because you are such a weak fucking sister, Jacob, and you wanted to erase all memory of it. Go on. Try to deny it.
I was at home. I should have gone to her at the bar, but I didn't.
俺はいい
You
んだん
can't
だ。
prove I wasn't home.
いや。お前だって電話出てねえじゃん。だって電話したのに。
I can. The bar owner, McCall, gave you up. He called your house right at the time that someone was smashing Celine's skull in and got no answer. If we find that socket wrench, you're gonna fry. Get it off your chest. Tell me you killed her.
I killed her, all right. I killed her dreams. She was an aviator, famous in her day, flying around up there like a bird. But she never wanted to come back down. You know, my pop was a sod farmer, dirt poor. I joined the Corps, trained to be a mechanic. I did better than my father did. I worked hard for it. It's all you can ask of a man. But Celine, she never wanted to come down from the clouds. She wanted everything I couldn't give her.
殺したかったっていうの
All
は
I had was
あったんだ
security. That was never going to be enough.
You did it. Everything points to you. What does Tex mean, Jacob?
I don't know what you're talking about.
何の話かさっぱりわからん。え？何の話かさっぱりわからん。ちょっと待ってね。口紅で書かれた文章。これ、BD、テックスと読める。こいつも意味知らねえのかってこと。
I'm not going to crack.
I need a reason to believe you, Jacob.
You want a confession? That's what you want?
That's exactly what we want.
Seems to me there are two types of marriages. First, where the couple love each other equally and everything's roses. And then there's the other, where one person loves the other more than life itself and always puts them first. Chumps like me, who love them no matter what, no matter how badly they behave.
That's it. That's my confession.
嘘ついてるっ
I
ぽい。
love my wife.
顔が
And I'll take any test you got to
こ
prove.
っち顔で判断しとるだろ。
Your marriage was over. You took her in and she threw it back in your face. You didn't go over there to her. It just got out of hand.
It's not how it was.
お、挙動不審だな。
雰囲気。
目が泳いでる。
あれそうだよね。なんか、美人が言ってるからちょっと。
You're lying, Jacob. It was falling apart and things got violent.
I'm not lying. I'm
な
telling
ん
you
か
how it
隠してる
was.
な。
そうだよね。で、多分これなんだよ。
Jenny Horgan says you blackened her eye.
It's all right,
合って
Jacob.
た。
The DA will understand. In your shoes, I would have done exactly the same thing.
I hit her. All right?
あ、やっぱ殴ったぞ。
I'm not proud of it, but she was coming at me with a frying pan. What would you do? Took it for years, but sometimes a man can only take so much.
Why did you break into your wife's house, Jacob? Why steal the ring?
What? What are you talking about? I've got a key. Why would I need to break in?
それもそうだな。侵入。ガラス割って入る必要ないもんな。家の窓に無理やりこじ開けた形跡が残ってる。そうだよな。夫婦でだって鍵持ってるもんね。大体。それ何言ってんだって言うから。
You took the ring because you found out who gave it to her.
What are you talking about?
Her prized garnet ring, given to her by her
あれ
old
指輪知らねえの
boyfriend,
か、こい
Dick
つ。
McCall.
I never knew that. I lived with that woman for 3 years, and I never knew that. In that case, I think you should be talking to Dick McCall.
We'll do the detective work, lunkhead. Just answer the questions.
I'll see what I can do for you, Jacob.
お、
But I'm
全
not
然正解
promising
で
it
す。
still looks bad for you.
Phelps, you failed me, son.
We have another lead, Captain. This guy Mendez could be our man.
I hope so, Phelps. I really hope so. I'm deeply disturbed by your style of police work.
さあ、行くぞ。もう一人の重要参考人を。ちょっとどいてもらっていいかな。
We can still pull down a conviction for the skipper if we chase down this Mendez guy. そう、この文字の意味がわかんねえんだよね。
この文字で見て。
腹に書かれてた文字。あと、アクセサリーの行方と、女性用の靴。サイズが8なんで。ああ。ロケーション。で、アパート行きまーす。
はい。
これね、ちなみにだけど、これね、ちょっと悪いことすると、
Out of the car! Police!
おまわりさんの特権を使って車借りれるの。
犯罪者やんか。
犯罪者じゃないよ。 ちゃんと手帳見せてたでしょ。借りるぞっつって。おまわりだっつって。降りてくれっつって。確か言っとったはず。
Alonzo Mendez. Sound like a man who moonlights as the werewolf?
Don't sound like a man I'd let my daughter anywhere near.
You've got a daughter.
Spend enough time drinking, Cole, you'll find yourself with any number of things you don't want when you're sober.
So that's why you never sober up.
Exactly.
あ、ぶつかったな。落ちる。
Cole, come on!
あ、借りた車なんだ。
やってんのよ。
ひどい。
まあ運転が下手っていうのはね、もうご愛嬌。ご愛嬌。
自分の車じゃないからって。
さあ、着いたぞ。どこだ？
Mendez, apartment 16.
16号室。オッケー。行こうか。メンデスさん、どこですか？あ、お ?4 階？
Here, the apartment's up on the top floor.
マジか。エレベーターありますか？
そうだ、ないです。
あ、ねえな、これ。ここ。くそ。
ありましょう。
2個上か。
Don't bother knocking, just kick the door in. Take a look around and see what you can find.
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
チャカがある、チャカが。チャカがあるし、なんだこの血濡れの。これは競技じゃねえか、これ。
ああ。
どこだ？
Consistent with Celine's injuries, and the blood can be typed. Brothers could match the color and brand of the body.
お、口紅。
書いたような跡がある。
うん。あ、一致したぞ。口紅一致したぞ。こいつだな。犯人はこいつっぽいな。
We have the murder weapon. We better get Pinker down here.
Why keep it? Why not throw it away?
Think these clowns are geniuses? Thank your stars you caught a break. Captain Donald will begin to like you.
Hey, what gives? LAPD, you're under arrest.
Do not lose that son of a bitch. I'll go get our wheels.
どこ行ったあいつ。
Mendez, stop right there.
あれ、こっちか。どこ行ったあいつ。降りたのか。待てーい。
need to do this, Alonzo.
待てー。あら。
Get in and drive.
さあ、カーチュースだ。
I got an idea. Get him next to my window, Cole. Keep me alongside his vehicle, and I'll stop the son of a bitch.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer.
I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
あ、倒れたぞ。
You're under arrest for the murder of Celine Henry. Put your hands in the air.
よし。あれ、フーコ寝たか？
起きてる起きてる起きてる起きてる。
台本何度だ？
起きてる。
お
5人になって見てる人。
お、増えてる。
増えてる。
I ain't seeing a
ほ
goddamn
ら、みん
thing.
な気になるんだよ。
よし、犯人捕まえたぞ。
リアルだ。
You did a grand job, lads. Phelps, that's quite a way to acquit yourself in your first outing as a homicide investigator. It seems the city has a new and vengeful guardian. Considering the evidence against your suspect and the thoroughness with which a report was
さっきあんな
compiled,
ブ
I
ツブツ言っと
foresee
った
a
のに
safe passage through the
手のひら
courts
返したよう
that the
に
DA agrees
褒め
with.
とるなこいつ。
Brutality on a scale
ねえ
such as this deserves retribution.
お前なんかみたいな言っとったけど。
And the press of this city demand.
おーなんてやつだ。
仕事中にな。
ジェイコブ・ヘンリーを孤独に追悼し、メンデスは拘置所で検察の訪問を待つ。
すごーい。
検視者手がかり。ああ、一個なかったのか。
うん。
くそ
あともう一個何があったんだろ
ー。なんだろ
う。うん。
うな。思い当たるのは靴かな。
でもそれ見っけなくても逮捕できたから。
まあね、凶器と血濡れのあれあったからね。あと口紅と。おう台本なんのだ。
This pain to cool the love
台本なんのだ。
through my veins, 'cause I'm burning, I'm burning out for you.
はい、次の事件です。こうやって事件を解決していくのよ。あ、なんだなんだおっ
あ
Galloway.
殴られちゃった。
Got it, Skipper. Yeah, I'll bring him. He's my partner, after all.
What have we got?
New case. White female dumped in plain sight in the grass at the end of Hill Street. Hacks are all over it.
犯人は直近来た人です。
Sounds awfully similar.
The first rule of police work is make no assumptions until you've seen the evidence. Skipper wants you to have your newspaper face on, college boy. I think I know the place where they found the lady. It overlooks Sunset Boulevard. Let's go.
もう一個事件解決して配信終わるか。
You think the Vice Boys get any?
さあ、調べに行こ
I'm praying that those
あ
prints
どこ
come
か
true.
相棒どこ行った。
う。もう出てっちゃったよ。
早えな。出てくのが早いの
Isn't he
よ。
the cop they've been talking about on the radio? Want another commendation?
わけない。
どこ行った？乗ってるし。乗ってるし。
いや、
乗
やる
ってるし。
気満々だ。
向こう現場、犯罪現場。よし。まあ、運転してけ。
You can drive.
You did a decent job on the Henry case, Phelps. Not bad for your first time at bat.
Thanks, Rusty.
わかんない。
Don't go getting ahead of...
知ってる人かもしんないし。うん、まあ、それか通り魔かもしんない。そういえば結局指輪わかんなかったな。うん。さっきのやつ、指輪見つかったんかな。
あ、それか。
Now, boys, you know as much as I do.
かな。
I'll be holding a press conference once the autopsy's been completed.
さっきの。
あんだけ指輪騒
I
い
have two of my finest investigators on the case. Fresh from bringing down the sword of justice on the crazed sex
Captain, aren't there similarities between this murder and the murder of Celine Henry? And of Elizabeth Short, for that
So you don't
matter.
believe there's a crazed sex killer at large preying on women?
Boys, be sensible. We have the greatest police force in all the world with the greatest scientific investigators at our disposal.
あれこれさっきの
How
公
can
園じゃ
any
ね
killer continue to be that? Be advised.
違うか。
We keep the gas chamber at San Quentin primed for the sons of Cain who continue to believe they can take a life in the city of angels.
Yeah, right. Any new leads in the Dahlia case?
Run along, boys, and let these officers get to work. We have God's work to do here, and it can't be delayed.
What do we have, Captain?
Another woman sacrificed. Speak to Carruthers. I want daily reports, gentlemen.
Shouldn't you be working? Detective, I was first on scene.
So, what's going on over there?
You find her, Gonzalez?
Not me. Family out for a stroll. I was first reporting.
Can you show me the body?
It's under the pepper tree, this way.
You're a modest little person with much to be modest about.
Can't be much help to you, Phelps.
Well.
Here she is.
Similar MO.
To what? The Dahlia? I don't think so.
Celine Henry.
That's a closed
What?
case. This is probably another sad sack who lost his temper with a broad who wouldn't put up.
You a suspect, Rusty?
Watch your mouth, Phelps. All I'm saying is we got enough to do without reopening closed cases.
Talk me through it, Mal.
Severely battered, on display. Footprints would indicate that she has been stomped. Size of the footprints would seem to indicate a smallish men's shoe. What size shoe did Mendez wear?
You finished?
No, I'm not. At a glance, I would say strangulation was the cause of death. I'll need to do further
なんだ
tests.
続いてんのかこれ。
Angry boyfriend. They were married, they'd be at home. Not humping out here in Lover's Lane.
You mind if I examine the body?
Be my guest.
同じなのか。失礼。
Looks like she was tied up.
It does at first, but that would leave a mark on her other wrist, too. I think her watch might have been torn off.
Hmm.
You catch all the good ones, Phelps.
Look at your markers. Very
distinct. I'll do some comparisons back at the lab and get back to you.
ロープの跡。
本当だ。
殴っただけなのに
The stomping angle in the Henry case. Was it reported in the press?
Sure was. Every detail a copycat would want was there in the story.
おお、また靴の跡か。
What's this mark? A cut on a finger.
Fourth finger, left hand. A wedding or engagement ring.
また指輪もぎ取られたの
本当だ。
またなんだメンデスが犯人じゃねえのかもしかして。あった。
Just when I think I've seen it all.
お、なんかバッグがある。お金だ。
If the motive was robbery, why not take the money?
そうだよな。なぜだ行こうとだ。なんだこれ。DNA が PTA。
Oh, we have a name. Can you run Deirdre Muller by RNI?
Back in a second. Detectives, RNI says that Deirdre Mahler of 130 North Bonnie Bray was reported missing this morning by her husband, Hugo Mahler.
What'd I tell you? Let's grab the husband, take him downtown, and work him over. And have this wrapped up by lunchtime.
What about not making assumptions and going on the evidence?
Assetto いっぱい。
うん。
大きさ？
今回何にも出んかったな。
出ない。
うん。ほんであれか、相棒が行ったんで多分あれだな。行くんだろうな、住所に。
うん。いきなり？
こんだけか。
あ。小さい靴。
うん。なんか今回サイズが何にも、もうないかな。
あ、ジャンプした。
This is a secure area. You all need to leave.
All these cars. It's got to be something big, right?
モラ行くか。
モラ。被害者のうちか。
かな？夫がどうのこうのってなんか言ってたの。通れるかな？通れるかな？通れた。
Get out of the way! There's a madman on the loose!
危ない。
Playing the boyfriend, Andy.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
If he doesn't work out, then.
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
She was a woman, wasn't she? Well, around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagine. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
Don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman.
She's the mother of my children.
You're a father, Cole? But don't tell me your eye don't bend.
This conversation is over.
KGB on 20 Century Unit. The citizen reports a man with a gun on Grand between 4 and 5. Any Century Unit identified.
なんか多分人のマーク出てるでしょ。
人のマーク？
マップに。
あ、出てる。
うん。あ、今事件の依頼が入ったで、応援の。
行かなくていいの？
行くよ。今向かってるとこ。こっちか。
KGB on 20 Century Unit. The citizen reports a man with a gun on Grand between 4th and 5th. Any Century Unit.
怖い。
Please, you've got to call for help. He doesn't look real good.
Quick, what happened?
Some punk held up my stand. This guy tried to help and got a bullet for his trouble. He got hit and hightailed it through the parking lot. Get going.
なんだと？あいつか。あー、どこ行った
水吹き出してた。
マジか。
どこ行っちゃった？あ。
逃げられたぞ。あれ？そしてチョコジーどこ行った？チョコジー
寝ちゃった。
寝落ちか？チョコジー。
KGB on 20 Century Unit. The citizen reports a man with a gun on Grand between 4th and 5th. Any Century Unit identified.
リベンジだ。
This is car 11K. Go ahead.
Please, you've got to call for help.
あ、おっ
He
た。
doesn't look
チョコジー
real
おった。
good.
Quick, what
ちゃん
happened?
とコメントし
Some
よ
punk held up my
う。見
stand.
たかと思って
This
や
guy。tried to help and got a bullet for his
Chocoji.
trouble. He got hit and hightailed it through the parking lot. Get going.
起きてた。
一人になってからチョコチ見てない。
なんだと？やっと女チョコジー。
私が見てるから。
いや、今、フーコもあれだな。フーコも今見つけたな。待て！待て！
目立てたわ。
Don't go to sleep on me. Give me back in close.
なんだと？危ない！早いな、あいつ。待て！
犯人わかった。
You come any closer, I'll pull the
おい
trigger.
Put the weapon down now.
上に逃げた。
犯人を制圧する。
You want to back off right now.
You want me to paint the fucking sidewalk?
何してる？
You fucking asked for it.
マジか。この野郎お前。うわー難しいこれ。
あ。
むずっ。
上に行きましょ
なんて？なんて言った？
犯人わかったって言ってる。
もうその時点であれかよ。おいおいおい。 俺今別件の事件だぞ。
Please, you've got to call for help. He doesn't look real good.
Quick, what happened?
Some punk held up my stand. This guy tried to help and got a bullet for his trouble. He got hit and hightailed it through the parking lot. Get going.
Revenge.
お前のさっきは
こいつ
別な事件でさらにこれもう一個うわ壊れてる
危ない危ない危ないよ。
ここやばい。
You come any closer, I'll pull the trigger.
これどうしたら
Put the weapon down now.
え、もう即犯人。
You fucking asked for it. What the hell? What are you waiting for, Phelps? Up and at him.
ええ。
I'll hold up here, Phelps.
上に逃げた。
あそこにいる。奥にいるな。
You goddamn bum.
やった。
甘い。
Shit. It really hurts.
この野郎。ぶっ殺してやったぜ。
本当だ。
やたら物語6配信
Car 11K
は
calling
こちらですか？
KGTO. Shots fired. Suspect is down. Code 4, but I need an ambulance on Grand between 4th and 5th streets.
おちち、おじじ来たな。なんだ、やから物語6配信はって。何言ってた？やからだとバカ野郎。おまわりだぞ、俺は。今だけ。おまわりやってんだぞ。
人を引きながら車を走れ
おこんばんはキラキラ。
こんばんは。
いらっしゃいませ。V シネマへようこそ。
何が V シネマ
ちかまるちゃん、こんばんは笑い。
V シネマじゃやってんじゃねえんだ。おい。
煽り運転ダメよ。
煽り運転してないしてないしてない。あ、脇見したらぶつかっちゃったよ。
そうだよ。散々さ、ほら。いろんなもん壊しまくって。何本かいと。
All units in the vicinity in any Central unit. A 211 is shots fired on 10 South Flower Street. Units that can handle code 3 identify.
Calm down.
危ない。
怖い。
運転下手なのよ。私。
下手すぎるのよ。道を走ってください。
あ、着いた。着いた。11時38分着きました。よし、入るさ。 モラさんいますか？あ、いたわ。
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Is your father home?
He'll be home soon. He's been out looking for Mommy.
Oh?
What's your name, miss?
Michelle Eloise Mahler?
子供?
Can we come in?
I suppose so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you have a seat for me, Michelle? We're gonna have a look around.
He'll be back any moment. Just sit tight.
あ、これは今入ってきたとこか。何があるかな。あは。
My partner will explain everything when he gets back, okay? There's nothing to worry about.
Elgin wristwatch. Probably the same one snatched from her body.
あ、時計か。これはもしかして指輪の入れ物か？
No sign of a wedding ring.
お、手がかり見つけた。煽り運転はダメよじゃねえの。
煽りっていうか、人を引きながら乗ってんのがダメ。
手がかり見つけたぞ。
言わない。
お、なにこれ。なんだこれ。もしかして
Work boots.
また8かよ。あ、こっちはいけない。こっちか。
Nothing significant.
無関係か。
Is this about Mommy? Daddy is trying to find her. Please tell me she's okay.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Michelle, but your mother is dead. Do you think you could answer a few questions for us?
Could try.
Some of your mother's jewelry was missing. Can you describe her things?
A ring, a watch. I never paid much attention to that stuff.
お、知ってるな、この子。
I know it's painful,
子供にもや
This may be
尋問するの
important.
か、これ。
She wore a wedding ring?
Mommy chose it herself. A rose gold wedding band and a matching diamond and ruby engagement ring.
She wore a watch?
Yes, the yellow gold Elgin watch. Daddy bought it for her birthday.
Oh.
We had a fight. It was kind of a makeup present.
When did you last see your mother?
Yesterday afternoon. I went to a dance at Belmont High. Mommy was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't show.
So what did you do then?
I was upset. Daddy came instead.
So you were hanging around the school for quite a while. What happened with your father?
I don't know. I called and finally he answered. He came straight away then.
Your mom and dad are happily married?
What are you saying? Of course they are.
喧嘩してたんだよね。
They weren't happy, were they, Michelle? Did your father ever hit your mother?
Just the once. She said she would leave him if he ever did it again.
あれ、ふうこ
Wore
さ
a brooch pin to make up for it.
ん起きてますか？
起きてる
Mommy
起きて
always
る。
wore her golden butterfly.
喋らんもんね。
Thanks, Miss Muller.
真面目にこれ読んでたの。
ああ、そうなの？
そうそうそうそう。
Hey! What gives?
Daddy, the
Go
police
to your
are
room,
here.
please, Michelle. I'll talk to you.
Daddy, Mommy is gone.
Go to your room, young lady. She's not even out of school. You can't come in here interrogating her like she's
Your
some
wife
kind
was
of...
found murdered this morning.
Found? What? But she only...
We have some questions that we would like to ask you.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll do my best. That's it? There's got to be more.
So you were here all night. You stayed in while your wife went out to pick up your daughter?
Yes, that's correct.
You should come clean if you're having an affair or if there's something going on.
I told you I was here. Were you saying I wasn't?
So why did you take so long to answer the phone when your daughter called?
Okay, I went out for a while. I was driving around. It's my way of relaxing.
アリバイはねえな。
What size shoe do you wear, Mr. Mueller?
Why do you ask?
It's routine, sir. Simple process of elimination.
9s, I think.
9? いやいやいやいや。
Why are you lying to me, Mr. Mueller?
Why would I lie to you at a time like this?
じゃあこれは誰のだ?
That's funny. The work boots we found here are size 8s. Why lie about it if you've got nothing to hide?
Because I always get teased about the size of my feet. You know, small feet, small...
Always been true in my experience.
You phoned in a missing persons report this morning?
Yeah, that's right. My wife didn't come home last night. She left around 9:30. Michelle was out at dance. She called me to let me know that Deidre didn't turn up.
Did your wife ever go out by herself? To bars, nightclubs?
No. What are you suggesting? You suggesting my wife's loose? Now is not the time for you to be pushing me, mister.
Your daughter said you were having an argument.
We argued about who would pick up Michelle. I worked a full day. I wanted to come home, put my feet up.
Your wife was beaten and then strangled. In your case, you have no alibi and a history of violence towards your wife.
That's not true, God damn it.
Yeah.
It is true, Hugo. You're a violent man. You try to keep a lid on it at home, but sometimes you lost control. Your daughter and your wife were scared of you.
You don't know anything about me.
一回殴ったって娘が証言してるんだよ。そんでな、仲直りのために今日のブローチやったんだろ?
And how you bought your wife off the last time you heard her.
She liked to spend money, all right? Dresses, jewelry, her hair. It drove me goddamn crazy. Do I look like a Rockefeller?
Nobody likes a cheapskate, Hugo.
Getting hostile with us is a very bad idea, Hugo.
I'm no murderer.
Make some arrangements for your daughter, and then present yourself to Central Station for questioning.
You gotta be kidding me, Phelps. Put the cuffs on him.
This is an outrage. I didn't kill my wife.
Your daughter is in the next room, Mueller, so I'm giving you a break. Don't make me change my mind, and don't make me come looking for you.
今、夫があれだね。重要参考人だね、確実に。
Should go back in there and bust his ass.
One, we need to break his alibi, check phone records, canvass the neighbors. Two, we have motive of domestic violence, which probably goes for half the men in LA. Three, we have no evidence tying him to the crime scene.
まあ確かに。
Hello. Detective!
なんだ呼ばれたぞ。
Yes, ma'am.
I heard the terrible news over the radio.
And you can help us with our inquiries?
Yes, sir. They had a row last night. I heard Mrs. Muller screaming.
Did you see Mrs. Muller come home late last night at all?
No, not at all. I did see Mr. Muller put something in the incinerator earlier this morning, though.
I told you he was our guy. Now let's get this bum downtown and into a cell.
Look, there he is now.
なんか燃やしてるぞ。
I think his name is Phelps.
なんだ証拠隠
Step
滅か
away from the incinerator.
待て
Don't let him get away.
Okay, but no shooting. We need this guy to make the case.
待て待つんだ。
捕まえろ。受け取り。
何燃やしたんだお前。何やってんだよ。なんだこれは。もう血がついてんじゃねえか。
This doesn't look good, Hugo.
おいおいおいお
I
い
can explain the blood.
やったなお前。
Get him booked in
もう
at
確定
Central.
してるぞこれは
Put
も
him in
う。
an interview room. We'll be speaking with him later. And inform the cat.
Yes, sir, Detective.
Is
確
there
定か
someone you can call, miss?
I don't want home and
You need somewhere to stay, Michelle. You have other family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncle?
call Aunt Helen, but she lives in Bakersfield and
Call her. We're gonna get someone down here from Juvenile Hall to talk to you in the meantime.
We ought to get some uniforms down here, clean up, take care of the kid.
よし、警察隊、お電話します。その前に電話させて。
Galloway, Homicide Division, badge number 564.
Go ahead, Detective Unit.
Can we get Ray Pinker and a technical services team to a house at 130 North Bonnie Bray Street? And send someone down from Juvenile Hall to look after a young lady.
Roger, 11K.
あ、電話できないの？
Inform Detective Phelps that the coroner has a report waiting. Police morgue downtown when he's available.
死体安
Got
置
it, KGPL.
安置所に行くっつって。なんか今、連絡検視官からなんか報告があるらしい。ちょっと行ってみよう。電してくれ。
You're behind the wheel.
走ってきてくれた。
頼む
I'm
ぜ。
surprised, you know.
先輩に運転させ。寝たな。
あ、寝たな。やつ寝たぞ。ちまるはどっか行ったな。
まるちゃんは多分どっかに参加しに行ってるな。
あ、どうも。お掃除屋さん。
Phelps, Rusty, thanks for coming.
Can you blood type the shoes that we bagged and see if they're a match?
Sure. It'll all be in the report, but I'm assuming you want the details now?
Please. Cause of death is strangulation?
Correct. Take a look at the samples on the bench.
なんだサンプル？あ、そうか、ロープで縛られたって言っとったな。どれにも、これでもない。これか？
なんだよ。
What are the normal uses for that kind of rope?
この紐か。
On boats, mooring lines.
Correct. Although Ray says that they're sometimes used as bell ropes in churches.
教会の壁の下。ほう。
So are we looking for a sailor or a minister?
Well, in my experience, sailors seem to have the greater libido.
Was Mrs. Muller criminally attacked?
No external or internal traces of semen.
Thanks, Mal. Anything else comes up, you let us know.
ああ、コントローラーが言うこと聞かない。ぐるぐる回る。
やばい。
回るのよ。
ぐるぐる。
あ、電話？電話か。なんと、あ、しまれた。
Phelps badge 1247.
モデレーターでーす。
I need an address on a Belmont High School.
モデボン絵文字。
就任、モデボン。特にやることねえぞ。
West 2nd Street.
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, detective. A green 1946 coupe registered to Mrs. Hugo Muller has been found in the parking lot adjoining Belmont High School in Plainfields. Captain Donnelly wants you to head down there immediately to take the school janitor's statement.
Thanks.
あ、車が置いたんのか。夫の。じゃあちょっと行きますか。救急車で。
救急車で？
Great. How are we gonna look getting around in this thing, Cole? You've got to be kidding. We're driving this?
めっちゃ言うやん。もうめっちゃ言うやん。相棒。乗りたくねえのか。
本当に行くのか。
何でも乗れるんだよ。
Not exactly the happiest of places, the corners.
ハーレー調達しよう絵文字。
ハーレー調達、バイク乗れないのこれ。
If you're working with a pro, it's easy to overlook the grim realities of a place like that.
Funny job, that. The corners.
How so?
You don't want them enjoying their work too much. The wrong kind of man can get awfully lonely rattling around a joint full of corpses.
Rusty, that's like something out of the pulps.
You've been reading the same ones as me?
I thought you were usually too drunk to get through a magazine.
You know, if I close one eye and squint, you can just about make out the print.
うわ、めっちゃ暴れるカメラが。
Officer needs help. 211 and shots fired. 391 Broadway, Mallory's Cafe. 391 Broadway. Unit to handle code 3. Identify.
これ。あ、ぶつかった。救急車やぞ。怪我人を運んで怪我人を出す車になってるよ。
こわって文字。
なんだ、父丸。やってんのか。見て、アイスクリーム屋がいる。あ、鉄板屋だった。ご飯買ってる前じゃない。うっせえな、救急車。
これ以上スピードだったらそんだけ
わかりません。
日頃の運転出てるよ。
日頃の運転出てるよ。やかましい。やかましいわ。
怖すぎるわ。
こう見えてもゴールド免許やぞ。 このさ。おー、父丸運転してみろ、じゃあこれを。絶対無理だよ、これ。人しか引いてかんぞ、父丸。お父丸は。どここれあ、これ高校。これベルモントハイスクール。あ、これだ。
This is the car?
Yes, sir, Detective.
Have you looked it over?
Superficially. I was told to wait for you guys.
Thanks. We'll take it from here. What time did
そ
you
う
see
そ
the
う。
person park
欧
the
米は
car?
右車線走
Late
行
last
よ。
night, after school social, maybe 1 a.m.
なんだ
I've been keeping a good eye out lately. We've had problems with the child molester.
This was the same man?
I don't know, sir. I mean, I'd like to say yes, but truth is, it was pretty dark.
All right. Tell me about this man you've been having trouble with.
He hangs near the playground, tries to befriend the children. He was around here last night before the
あ、なんだ
dance.
こいつ。
Is he violent?
Yes, sir, I would say so, yes. There's the son of a bitch now.
Hey, you! Go, Phelps. I'll take the car and see if I
あ
can
い
cut
つ
it off.
待て
あ、
待て
やばいやばい。
待つんだ待ておら待ておら
頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ。
あれどこ行ったあいつ。あっちか。待て
There he is. Sam?
待て待て
頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ。
待て待てよし急に足早になったの最後。
What's your name?
絵文字、絵文字、絵文字。
Who's
おも
that?
ろい。
We can do this the easy way.
おもろいって言うな。
つぼった。
Name's Eli
ありがとう
Rooney.
You've been in trouble with the law before, Eli?
Some.
What are you doing
最
around
後
here?、
最後、ちちまるちゃんがよく使うあれだ
Strictly
な。
paternal? Is
あ
it,
の、
Eli?
陽一の桃分け
A
スタイル
woman
やっ
was
たな、最
abducted
後。
here last night, Eli, and murdered.
And I would love to make you for that, you okie motherfucker.
Well, I wouldn't know nothing about that. A woman, you say? I like 'em a little younger than that.
Turn out your pockets, Eli.
Now, why would I do that?
Because I'm about to break your fucking skull, Eli.
You're under arrest, Eli. You are in very deep trouble.
なんだあれ蝶のブローチじゃん。
本当だ。
なんでお前持ってん
Why
の
bother with the paperwork, Eli? I'm gonna take out my gun, and I'm gonna count to 5. Let's see how fast you can run now.
Hang on a goddamn minute. I found that thing in the parking lot.
Get some backup out here, Rusty. We need to get this one downtown and into a cell.
I'll tell them we got a kitty raper coming in. They can roll out the red carpet.
あ、護送車が来た、護送車。
カツアゲですか？
あ、違います。違います。カツアゲじゃありません。証拠です。おー。血がいっぱいついてます。
The overalls are stenciled HM. Mueller is a mechanic. I wonder what Eli does for a living.
整備士整備士
It's from a Chrysler. Could be important.
Blood and skin samples. We better get Ray Pinker out here.
HM。
なんだ面白いこと言えるのか ?IHM で。 浜田雅俊って言うなよ。HM。
浜田雅俊。
俺と同じこと言うな。
おい。
おい、俺のセリフだ、おいは。同じこと言っとるやないか。やっとんな、父丸。やっとんな、本当に。お電話します。署に連絡だっつって。
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need interrogation set up at Central for both suspects being held in the Mahler homicide case.
Certainly, Detective. I'll get in touch with the watch commander.
Thank you.
さあ、帰るぞ。
LAPD, police emergency.
One goddamn ding.
ありがとう、thanks.
I say we make Rooney for this. I think we should lay it on him. He was near the car, he had her jewelry, the DA will love him for it.
Even if he didn't do it?
Who cares whether he did it?
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
怖って言うな。ちゃんと警察手帳見したぞ。警察手帳ちゃんと見したぞ。あら、おう、戻ってた。
You better not go soft on me in here, Phelps.
We'll work the evidence, Rusty. Let him do the rest. Are they ready?
Bowler's in 2 and the pervert's in 1. Get in there and get a conviction.
Okay.
Here's where we stand, Hugo. Your next-door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
Believe what?
It's rabbit's blood. A guy at work brought him in and I helped him skin them.
We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Enough lies,
ヒューズは
Hugo.
犯人じゃない。
Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
なんだと
My overalls are in the laundry of my house.
悪人面してない。
Green overalls, bloodstained, with the initials HM found in the trunk of your wife's car.
They can't be mine.
Why, Hugo? Because if they were yours, they'd be in the incinerator too?
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
え、なんで知らねえんだ
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got no proof.
いやいや、もう出てんだよ。
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo. What make of car do you drive?
A Chrysler Airflow.
So I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a Chrysler. Do you know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the army.
スカウトはず軍隊でも少し教わった
You learned to strangle with the rope in the army?
With rope, with my bare hands, but mainly with wire. I learned a lot of things in the army, but I still didn't kill my wife.
For argument's sake, what type of rope would you use?
If I had to, I would use a triple braid. Less flex, easier to control.
三つ編みのブレードロープを使うなんだこれ、容疑者を告発、尋問を終了。ちょっと終わっとくか。まだもう一人尋問してねえからな。We
were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, folks, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in a wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally with him.
I say we bust in there and find the guy.
You look like you've had it rough.
You see me asking for your sympathy, boy?
You down on your luck, Eli?
I had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro. I'm looking for something new.
This place you worked have a name?
Hennessy Marine. You can't miss the place. Big yellow letters,
What?
HM out front.
They give you any workwear, Eli?
Sure. Green coverall.
緑のオー
Anything
バー
was
オール。
hot. Felt like I was back in the pen wearing it.
あれ、オーバーオールって HM だよな。
I done 14 years in and out of prison, son.
しけ。
You think you can
オ
outweight
ー
me?
バーオール。
You're wrong.
緑の作業着オーバーオールの血液が付着。HM のイニシャルが書かれている。おう、お前のじゃねえか、じゃあ。オーバーオール。貴様。ちょっと待てよ。オーバーオールお前のか。
You ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go calling them.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean. That's not what you mean, is it? Any old rope will do me fine.
Farm boy like you, Eli, must prefer Magay for roping. Am I right?
I prefer braid. Tie, hitch, and braid. It stays tied.
ほう、ロープ、お前、何でもいいのか
You killed Mrs. Mueller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. Ain't done nothing like that.
Huh?
You have no job and nowhere to live by the smell of things.
でもなんかい
And
ろ
you
いろ
need money.
こいつの
You've been
方
in
が
trouble
怪
before,
しいな。
Eli. Who do you think a jury will believe?
あのオー
I've
バー
been
オ
in
ールは
trouble
もう
for
間
other
違いなく
things,
こい
but
つ
I
の
ain't
だ
never
けど。
killed no one. I saw that car coming to the parking lot late last night. Man got changed there and then put his coveralls in
トラ
the
ンクに
trunk.
オーバーオールを突っ込んだ。
I saw him drop the butterfly in the lamplight and he strolled out, cool as you like. And I went over and I
ブ
picked
ロ
it
ーチ
up.
を上に行ったってわけです。もう A チームってお前のなの？
Eli Rooney, I'm charging you with the first-degree murder of Deirdre Muller.
You want to put me back in the stir that badly, boy? You go ahead and try. I'll beat that rap. I ain't a killer. 犯人お前だ。
Phelps, Galloway. Congratulations are at hand. Drink, boys? I think you'll receive a commendation for this one, gentlemen. In the meantime, I'll speak to the DA about expediting the passage of the case. We need swift and merciless justice for poor Deirdre.
おっと。
犯人はあいつだった。告発してやったぜ。あ、手がかりまた一個。なんだ？
本当だ。
なんだろう、一個足んねえな。
ダメ、最後のところ寝落ちしちゃった。
ええ
犯人告発するところだけ。
イーライ・ルーニーはドネリキーウや地方検事から歓迎されるだろう。はい。
正解なの。
わかんない。でも、オーバーオールの持ち主が、その今の告発したやつなの。あいつが多分、
We've been over this. That sniper barely missed you back on the beach. Until the mission is over, there'll be no more saluting or signs of rank. I'm in charge here, Medier. Do you wish to interrogate the prisoners?
正解かどうかはわかんないのか。
No, they're beat. Why they look so sullen?
Wondering why we
でも
haven't
だっ
killed
て
them yet.
旦那さんのオーバー
There's no
オール
greater
とか
shame
違
than
う
being
って言
taken
っとった
prisoner.
で。
Get this, Golden Boy actually seems to know what he's doing.
あなた方の階層と名前を名乗ってください。第44大部隊所属兵だ。
貴様何様だと思ってるんだ。
See that boy?
貴様何様だと思ってるんだ。
It was merely to remind him of his place. His shame was the tone of voice that he used with a superior. I respect the Japanese, Corporal.
Respect, we're here to kill the sons of bitches.
Do you know why we are fighting the Japanese, Private?
With respect, sir, these bastards attacked Pearl Harbor.
And why did they attack Pearl, Private?
Because they hate the US of A and our way of life.
They attacked the US because we cut off their oil. What would we do if another country denied us the gas to run our cars?
これがコールオブデューティーにつながる。ゲーム全く別ゲーだけど。はい。じゃあ始まる前にですね、じゃあ配信は今日ここで終わりたいと思います。ではでは皆さんお疲れ様でした。はい。じゃあ失礼します。